BeCozi.net is here. BeCozi.net and BeCozi.com is the biggest collection of the chunky yarns for hand knitting in the United States. And I have 350 video tutorials on YouTube showing how to hand knit, teaching you how to do it with different patterns. So this blanket heart pattern was created by me a few years ago. The video is quite popular, but I want to share it with you again. So I will attach this video to my old video where I'm showing how to create this beautiful pattern. This is our blush color. If you want to buy our yarn, go to BeCozi.net. And please, if you're using this pattern and showing it on social media, tag BeCozi, that we would know that you used our beautiful pattern. So if you have our yarn ready, let's get started.
Okay guys, let's get started. So we will be using these three beautiful colors, perfect for Valentine's Day, for any other event like Mother's Day, for example. This is a BeCozi blush color, beautiful color. This is oatmeal and this is ivory. So we will be starting with our blush, and here my pattern. This is the pattern for this blanket. As I said, it's intermediate. It's not, if you never hand knitted before, you will need to practice on more simple patterns before going to this one. But this pattern, written pattern or drawn pattern will be in the middle of the video. So we will be using it very precisely to make this beautiful pattern. And this one is just one heart line, and we will have three of those. So let's start with making a knot on the end of the yarn. And then cut the yarn close to the knot. This will prevent yarn from unraveling when we are using the blanket, and especially when we are washing it. So what we are doing now, guys, we are placing the yarn in front of us. This is the tail, this is working yarn. And now place working yarn on the top, insert your hand inside the loop, grab working yarn, and then pull the loop up and these two strings down. Here we are, we just made our first stitch, and we will make it about 1.5 inches wide or tall. So what we're doing now, guys, we are casting off. So here on the pattern consists of 12 stitches to make that beautiful line of hearts, one, and we will make 2 of those. So we will have 24 stitches, 12 and another 12. So it will be 24 stitches. Let's cast on 24 stitches. 1, 2, and again, if you want to make a blanket bigger, then you will add 12 more stitches, and the next size will be 36 stitches to start, okay? So 1, 2, we're inserting our hand inside the stitch, grab working yarn, pull it out. Press the bottom of the stitch, hold it, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. And then keep doing it this way until we have 24 stitches, guys. Okay, let's count how many stitches we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 24. Here we are. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 24. So we have 24 stitches, guys, okay? So now what we will be doing. So we will flip this chain on another side like that. We're doing it because this way we will have this beautiful chain on the bottom. And we will start with knitting these knots. The first row, we will not be knitting our pattern, we will be just pulling out stitches to make first row and then start the pattern. And here on the pattern list we have rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to 15. This one is number 1 row after we pulled out the first row, so the first row of pattern. So this is our first row to pull out. Insert your hand underneath this first stitch, grab working yarn, pull it out, and then find this knot in the middle, not the top, not the bottom, the middle part of the stitch. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and then keep doing this way, pulling out all stitches, making your first row. The reason we are not starting pattern in this row, it's possible, but it will not be as easy. It will be a little bit, even a little bit more complicated. This pattern is not really easy one until you have some practice. If you will make a few blankets with it, it will be easier. But if you're making it first time, it might be a little bit challenging, and that's why we will try to make our life easier and just pull out first row. Okay guys, so we pulled out our first row. We have 24 stitches on this first row. What are we doing now? Because this 12 stitches is for the one line of the heart, what we will do, we will be knitting these two in between of the two lines, but we will be knitting first stitch in every row. It will not be purled, the purled will be next to. So basically this pattern, and we're adding 2 knitted stitches on the sides to make it look beautiful. So what are we doing now? We have this first row pulled out, now the first row of pattern starts. So insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Now on the pattern you can see 2 purled stitch, pink is purled. So for purled, hold the stitch and push the yarn through, 1 and 2. Next on the pattern 3 knitted, so we're knitting 1, 2, 3. For knitted stitch, insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. Now we have 1 crossover left. What does it mean? It means that you're taking 2 next stitches and the second stitch goes on the top of the first crisscross crossover with the second stitch facing left. That's why it's called crossover left. Now we are knitting second stitch first and then the one on the back, which was the first. So we just made our crossover to the left. Now 3 knitted, 3 simple knitted stitches, and then 2 purl, 1 and 2. Now we are repeating this pattern from the beginning, but we're not purling these 2 because we purled them already. We'll have just 2 purled in between. So we're going to knitted part. It says 3 knitted, so we're knitting 1, 2, 3 and cross over to the left. Take 2 stitches, second goes on the top and we are knitting second, then we are knitting first. Now 3 knitted, 1, 2, 3, then we see 2 purled, 1, 2, and we have that 1 stitch left that we will knit, and that will give us a beautiful chain on this side to have this beautiful blanket. So now when we are on the second row, we will be skipping all first stitches you just simply keeping it here. Why we're doing it, when you skip first stitch in every row here and on the left, you will have a beautiful chain like that on the side, and it will not be curly, it will be nice and straight. So when you're doing second row, you are reading pattern from the right to the left. So because we have this 2 purl, we are purling 2 stitches. Now we have cross over to left, okay? So take these 2 stitches, and second stitch goes on the top. It needs to go to the left, and then you're knitting this stitch first, which was second, and then you're knitting this. So we just made cross over left, and now we're making cross over to the right. To the right means that you're taking 2 next stitches, and second one pointing to the right. You're crossing them over or making a little cable then you're knitting them like that. Next, you can see cross over left. So 2 stitches, second goes on the top and pointing left, and you are knitting them this way. Here, what we have here, see, this is the bottom of the heart. Next, we have cross over to the right. Take 2 stitches, second stitch goes on the top, it's pointing right because cross over to right. Here we are. Now, we're making our 2 purl stitches, and we're moving to the next heart line, which will be the second row, and we just made 2 purl stitches. Now we're making cross over left, 2 stitches, second goes on the left, and then cross over right, 2 stitches, second goes on to the right, on the top to the right, cross over left, take 2 stitches, for second stitch goes on the left, knit the stitches and cross over to the right. 2 stitches, second goes to the right. So here we are, and now we are purling 2, and we are knitting our last stitch. As I said, we will be knitting our last stitches in every row, and that will give us this beautiful chain on the side of the blanket. So row number 3, guys. We are skipping the first stitch. Remember I told you, just sitting here, go to 2 purled, third row, you have 1, 2, 3 purled. So it's not 2 in this row, it's actually 3. So 1, 2, 3 purled, and then we have cross over to left. Take 2 stitches, second goes on the top, and it pointing left because it's cross over left. Don't forget the stitch on the back, it's kind of hiding there. Now 2 knitted, 2 green one, it means knitted. So see, you will need this pattern in front of you because that's how it's being done. So now cross over to the right, 2 stitches, second stitch goes on the top and on the right, and third row, and then we have 3 purl, 1, 2, 3, and now we are repeating our third row. So starting from we will be adding 1 more, see, we're adding 1 more purl stitch here, so it will be not 2, it will be 1 extra, and then we are going to the cross over to the left, second stitch goes on the top, pointing left, and we are knitting it, and then 1 on the back, then we're knitting these 2, so following very precisely, and then cross over to the right, second stitch goes underneath, second stitch goes to the right. So 1, 2, And now we have 3 purled, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the last stitch we are simply knitting. Here we are, see, we have this beautiful chain forming here, and this is our pattern. You can see that it starts forming really nicely. And row number 4, so you can see I wrote here repeat row number 1 through 4, because then row number 5 will be just the same as row number 1. So row number 4, 2 purl, cross over to the right, and then 4 knitted stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another crossover to the left. Here you go. 1 and 2. So here we are, row number 4. Now 2 stitches purled, and now we repeat row number 4 starting from here, because this 2 purled here in the middle. So row number 4, cross over to the right, and then 4 stitches knitted, simply knitted, and then 4, and then cross over to the right, to the left. Oh, okay, I see what's here. This one, number 4, and this one here. It's like something is not right here. Here, there we are. This is right now. Now 2 purled, and last one knitted. Here we are, guys. So we just made the beginning of our pattern. So what I will be doing, I will be repeating these 4 rows all the time until I have my yarn finished, the blush one. And here I want to show you how I will connect the next skein. I am usually just simply making a simple knot, okay? So 2 skeins, simple knot, and then pull it in both directions until you feel that nowhere to pull, and then you're cutting these tails close to the knot, and that's how it's done. So this is the connection. You will not really see it on the blanket. There are other ways to connect the yarn, but this is my preferable, and that's how I am doing it. Okay, anyway, I will be knitting 2 skeins of blush, and then I will come back and I will show you how I will connect our oatmeal. Okay, guys, so we are done with our first 2 skeins of blush color. So you can see how beautiful this pattern is already. And 2 skeins brought us all the way to having this little piece left. And now we will be connecting our oatmeal color. So what we will do, we will cut this tail all the way to about, I don't know, 3-4 inches, and keep it in case if we need for something later. And now we will connect our oatmeal with the simple knot again. So simple knot, and then you just tight it, pull it in both directions until it's really tight, and then you just cut the yarn, these tails, close to the knot, and that's how it's done. We connected it. So I went through 16 rows, guys, here, and so I have only 15 rows pattern here. So row number 16 will go to the row number 4. As I said here, repeat 1 to 4. So you're repeating 4 rows all the time, and so row number 16 will be row number 4, and then you're just starting from the bottom, and we will be simply knitting our beautiful oatmeal color here. So we are going back to row number 1. So 2 purled, and one little trick in order for, see, when I'm purling, you see the connection over here. So in order to avoid it, what we will be doing, we will be knitting these 2 purl stitches when we're introducing new color. So these 2 purl stitches, we will knit them, and in the next row we will purl them. This way the connection will not be seen at all. So in the first row we are knitting 3 on our heart, 1, 2, 3. We're making 1 crossover left, then we are knitting 3. Look how beautiful these 2 colors look together. See, oatmeal and blush, just really beautiful. So here we are. We have these 2 purled. We will be knitting these 2 stitches instead of purling, not to have this connection, not to see this connection on the finished blanket. And now we have 3, and then we have 1 crossover left. In the middle, we're starting the bottom of our heart again, and here we are again. Again, I will show you if we purl these 2 stitches, that's how it will look like. See, the other color in the middle, and that is how it looks when we just knitted it. So we will be knitting all purl stitches in this row when we're introducing new color. So here we are in the next row. These 2 purled that should be purled, we will purl them again, and this way we will have this beautiful connection or switching of the colors. So what I will do, guys, I will keep knitting this pattern according to the written picture here, and then I will also, when I'm done with oatmeal color, I will connect ivory exactly the same way as I just connected the oatmeal. Again, make sure that when you connecting ivory, you will do the same, and you will knit these 2 stitches here, here, and on the side when in the first row of new color. Then you're going back to purling them. Okay, so here we are. We knitted those 2 purl stitches. Now we are back to purling them. So anyway, I will be back when I use all the yarn that I have, all 6 skeins, and then I will show you how to finish this blanket. Okay, guys, we are done with all 6 skeins. So this is the blush part, this is the part of oatmeal, and this is the part of beautiful ivory. Look at that, isn't it gorgeous? So this is the back, by the way. And so what we are doing now, we are simply casting off. We have about 3 widths of the yarn left over here, and now we will be casting off. So for casting off, we will be simply knitting 2 stitches together. So we're taking 2 stitches together, and then working yarn goes through. We have 1 stitch. Take another stitch, add it to the fingers, and knit that other stitch. And then keep knitting this way, 2 stitches at a time, until you are done with all stitches. That's perfect. Okay, guys, so we have just 2 stitches left here. See, this was just a connection. Let me cut those that yarn close to the knot, and you can hide it here. So make sure that you didn't miss any stitches. So now 2 stitches, working yarn goes inside, you're pulling it out, and I didn't do it right. Hold on. Where is it? 2 stitches together, and then we are knitting it. We're making 1 more stitch, and then working yarn goes inside of it. Here we are. That's why. So now I will make a knot on the end to prevent unraveling. Cut the tail close to the knot, and the tail will go underneath the chain on the top. See, we have this beautiful chain, and then you can just hide this tail anywhere on the back. Chenille yarn is very fluffy, you will not really see it. And here we will do the same at the beginning. This is the beginning. The tail goes underneath the chain, back and forth. And then I'm simply tuck it in. If you want to sew it, you can definitely do it. Otherwise, you can just simply tuck it in, and it will not be really noticeable. It's still noticeable. Let's do it here. Here we are. See, this is how it looks like. So our gorgeous heart blanket is ready, guys. So look at this beauty. And we use 6 skeins, 2 of each color, 2 blush, 2 oatmeal, and 2 ivory. And you can find all these colors at BeCozi.com, and they're not available in any craft store, guys. They have different colors and different quality of yarn. Our quality is the best in United States. So go to BeCozi.com, get our yarn, and make this gorgeous blanket for your Valentine or for any other day. Stay warm and be cozy.
Hey guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. So good news, guys, my second book is officially published. I called it Hand Knitting 1 or 2 because my original book, Hand Knitting, was released and published in 2001, 4 years ago. So this is my first book, this is my second book. Both are ready and available to purchase on our website, BeCozi.net. Link is underneath the video. And this one is available on Amazon. This one is going to be available on Amazon next week. So you can purchase both of them either at Amazon with Prime or at our website, BeCozi.net. Go get this amazing book. It's the only book on hand knitting on the craft market from the creator of hand knitting style, me. Thank you.